Push the button.
I can push the button, Enzo. I don't know. I don't know.
You push the button, it goes live, and people like miss the first few seconds, and of course, then people can filter again.
Oh well, hang on. Enzo's going. Oh, he's not going cook at me. He's saying, why can't you just push the button and do the intro? Here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! We're here. Hello, everybody. There, we did our own intro, Enzo. Oh, gosh. I've been watching the chat. Enzo and I are just having a chin wag. I'll just say hey to everybody who's here first, and then I want to do something special. So for somebody that I adore. Who's here? Tanya, a member. Tanya's a member. Sky Talker, hello. No monkey songs today. No monkey songs. Heather's here. She's a member too. I'm pretty sure she is. Yes, she is. And Cheryl is. I've got to work out. I've only got 8 members. I should fairly well know who they are, shouldn't I? And Stormy Knight's here.
They're the green ones. They're the green ones in the chat.
They're the green ones. They're the green ones. But on the YouTube, you come up with your little ghosties. On here, it's a green one. Oh, there you go. Sunsaver says, eye candy, he is. And I'm not even gay. Sunsaver, you're funny. Oh, gosh. Hey, guys, I just wanted to start this off. There's not very many people watching, but that's okay because this is kind of on a personal level. And it's a shout out to my friend Taylor Hamby, who I'm pretty sure if you have a look on the post, you've seen, some of you have been here long enough that Taylor, you may have seen her on one of my lives at one point. But yeah, Taylor is a good friend. She helps run the Sutro Tunnel in Dayton, and she also is in charge of education and history talks at the 4th Ward School in Virginia City. She's an historian. She's everything. She's a beautiful, beautiful soul. And I met her in September of 2022, and we've been friends ever since. And I want to steal her dog, Leica, but I won't. But I love Leica. When I was there last in November. Oh, God. Look, I'm such a jet setter. I can't even keep up. When I was there in November, I went to Taylor's partner's birthday party, Peter. Hi, Peter, if you're watching. Lovely man. And while there, I met Taylor's dad. And Taylor's dad's name was John. And I'll show you a picture of him. So let me show you John. Share screen, share screen, share screen. If I can work out how to do that. Window. There we go. Share. Let me see if that works. There we go. There's John. Taylor obviously took John along to the Sutro Tunnel, and I love this picture. Anyway, I met John, and we sat next to each other and ate and chatted away and talked about regular, normal types of things. And I asked him about his life, and he asked me about Australia. Anyway, I also got to have a sleepover at Taylor's house one night, slept on the couch with all the dogs. That was exciting. It was actually. I got squished, but John got up the next morning and woke me and made me a lovely cup of tea, and we sat there for ages and just talked and talked. And I got some sad news that unfortunately he got ill. He went into hospital, and Taylor contacted me and I asked if I could speak with him, which she kindly allowed me to do because he was given not long to be here. And I spoke with him on the phone. He didn't speak back, but I just talked like I do now. And I just sort of said, John, I'm coming in July. What are you doing? Like, stop this. And I said, I'll make you eat Vegemite toast, and things like that. But, but I told him that I thought he was pretty special. And as it turns out, he managed to stay around for a few more days, but, well, he's no longer with us. He did pass away, and I get a little bit sad. But in Virginia City at the Bucket of Blood, Taylor will be there remembering her daddy, today. I'm pretty sure it's today, Saturday. And I just wanted to remind Taylor, if she's listening, that her daddy and I did have some good talks, and he was absolutely so proud of Taylor. He glowed when he spoke about her. He loves his other child, like he's good, but because Taylor's I know Taylor, I was talking about Taylor, and he glowed, and he just said he's so proud of the woman that she has become. He's always been proud of her, and he loves what she does, and he was fond of Peter too, so don't worry about that. And I don't know. I just wanted to say this little thing and say that in our lifetime, we meet all sorts of wonderful people. They fall across our way, and sometimes we keep in touch and sometimes we don't. And John would have been someone I would have kept in touch with. And bless his cotton socks, wherever he is. I hope he's looking down on little Taylor today and giving her a bit of a hug. And I'm certainly thinking of her as well. And the rest of the family. It's a sad day. But anyway, John Hamby, may he be happy now wherever he is and no longer in pain or anything like that. And as for Taylor, when I get to Virginia City, she's going to have to rip me off of her because she's going to get the biggest kiss and cuddle she's ever had. And that's that. So I just wanted to say that about John. Thank you for listening. And there we go. That was just
Very
me.
sad, but yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to her. That's
yeah, she'll be sad, but so she might see that later. I don't know, but that's why I wanted to open with that. All right, let's get back to the chat and what I might have missed while I was talking about John. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Who's here? Blue Sky Lisa, did I say hey to you? Maybe. Tommy and Rains and Crow. Hello, Crow. Hi, sweetie. Drew's Adventures is here. Maisie Rose, hello. Cap Cindy, hi. Thank you, Tanya. And let's see if I missed anybody. Sunsaver, hello. I did, yes. And Kipper, I saw you gave me some news that you're all good now, and they've just got a compression bandage on for you, so that's fantastic. Have I missed anybody? If I have, just repeat yourself. And now that I'm looking at the chat, I'll be fine. Let me see. Oh, that's a new one. Kermage in Alaska. Are you in Alaska, or do you own an inn in Alaska? If you own an inn, I know I could come to visit. Have you ever been to Alaska, Enzo?
I have. I've been to Alaska many times. It's very beautiful there.
Yeah, I had a friend who was a doctor. He went to somewhere on the edge of, there must be a big lake. And it was a whoop. He was mainly looking after the Indigenous peoples there. And there was polar bears came into the street, and he said that they had to shoot them or mark them or something, like mark the polar bears. And if they came into town more than once or twice, unfortunately, they were dealt with. And I thought, just airlift them. Don't deal with them. Just put a little thing on it and airlift them off in a chopper. But anyway, he said it was stunning. And there used to be a show on TV many, many years ago,
Northern Exposure.
Thank you. And I used to watch Northern Exposure, and I used to think, this place looks good. So did the guy in it. But
I didn't watch that show a lot, but the few episodes I did watch, they really did capture the strange, quirky, weird type of folks that kind of live up there, because it takes a special kind of person to live up there, because you are usually fairly isolated, and the seasons are just bonkers, because depending on where you are the state, because the state's gigantic. I've spent a lot of time near Fairbanks, which is like right in the middle of the state, and it's far enough north, it's not all the way to the Arctic Circle, but it's fairly close to the point where your days are super long in the summer and super short in the winter.
But you want them super short in the winter because you want to hop under the rugs and keep warm.
But it's dark the rest of that time. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going because this is on my he's on my desk. I didn't do it, he says. He's on my desk and he just leant his head on the keyboard. Oh, it's all right. You're not in trouble. Look at him. He's terrified. I'm in trouble.
I didn't do anything. I'm innocent.
Yeah, sit there. Keep your head on the pillow, not on my keyboard. Thank you. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I would like to go to Alaska.
But the most amazing view of the northern lights there. And, of course, you in Australia, you have the southern lights down there.
I don't see them.
You got to be pretty far south. You got to be quite far.
I don't even think I'd see them from Tasmania. I'd have to go right down to the South Pole.
If it was a really big storm, you might see it from there. Ooh. It would be a glow on the southern horizon. But up there in Alaska, it's like directly overhead. It's like you're inside a plasma ball. It's pretty amazing. Oh, it is.
I've only seen pictures and videos.
It's one of those things when because it's everywhere and it slowly moves. You always see the sped up animations on videos and TV where it's wiggling all over the place. It doesn't really move that fast, but it does move and you can see it. And it's almost like it's something alive. It's like a giant sea creature or something like that. It's one of those humbling kind of experiences because you're like, I am an insignificant speck looking at this, massive thing. It's like, what is going on?
Well, Kermit says that they do have rental cabins. Yes, they live there and they have rental cabins. Good to know. Julie's going to Alaska in May. Oh, well, maybe you can hit up Kermit. What else have I missed? Cheryl's here. Fantastic Publishing. Hello. You're still awake. Crikey. What time is it there? Sunsaver, what are you saying? Let's see. I'm not afraid of dying, only afraid of waking up in a hospital in the progress of being drugged and tortured against my will. Come to think of it, time to write a rock solid last will and testament. Yes. Yeah, then you could just say, don't do that to me. Don't just turn it all off. Thanks, leave me alone. I actually reckon that when I had an operation the year before last, so 2022, I had an operation, and it was, I was still coping with the death of Stephen, so I wasn't in a good place. And I said, I know exactly what I said. I said to the anaesthetist, if anything goes wrong under the anaesthetic, I said, please don't bring me back. And he just looked at me stupid. I said, I'll be right. My son's over the other side. He'll get me. And the anaesthetist just looked at me. And I reckon somehow subconsciously I didn't want to wake up, because when I came out of the anesthesia in recovery, they told me that I wasn't breathing. I was taking one breath per 90 seconds. And I remember them shaking me, and I remember them filling me, pumping me with drugs. They put on the oxygen. I remember a doctor and the nurse having an argument because he'd put the oxygen way, way up, which can you've got to be careful. It can cause damage. I know they were freaking out. And when I went back to my room, finally they woke me up and I went back to them. They said it was touch and go. And I went, oh. And I thought about it later and I thought, see, I reckon sometimes if the will is strong enough and you just don't want to be here anymore, you just go. You just let go. It's other people keeping you here. But I'm glad I stayed. I mean, in the end. I'm
glad you did too.
I'm just saying at the time. Yeah. Oh, well, you wouldn't miss me because you wouldn't know me. you just wouldn't know me. But it's amazing, the human mind, isn't it? Because that's how I felt. I didn't want to be here. I just didn't want to be here. I just wanted to go to sleep and not wake up. So there you go. They didn't let me. But yes, get a living will, if that's what you call it where you are. Here we call it as I spoke about it the other day, here we call it an advanced care directive, which is separate from your will. Still have your will.
Yep.
And your will can say so-and-so can have this and so-and-so can have that, and my life insurance goes to this. But the advanced care directive is exactly what it sounds like, care directive. So it just basically tells everybody that if you have an accident and you're in hospital or whatever, stroke, whatever it might be, you've got all your wishes there. They cannot go against it. Oh, Tanya, Tanya gave me, oh, thank you, a super sticker. Hey, Tanya, I've got to work out a way. I've seen other people, when people give you a super sticker or a super chat, you can make a little video and music and all that sort of thing. I want to do something like that. But I can just go, thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Tanya. Do, 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 do. Oh, there we go. I've got Enzo. Oh, look. My singing combined with Enzo's sound effects. Who could want more? Except if I start that, I'll have to do it if everybody does it. I don't know. I might not get anybody giving me love. I'll go, yeah, I don't want to listen to that. Sky Talker says, hippie hooray. Claps for Enzo. That's right. Yeah. Oh, guys, I was telling Enzo before I came on, the event that I'm organising, which you can kind of see the poster in the back with my mug on the top. I'm just trying to work out how to even fit everything in. It's really weird. I've been getting very excited. And I haven't put an itinerary out for the event as yet. I've just given a brief explanation as to what we'll be doing. But I don't know. I'm thinking I said to Enzo I was going to start it, the event on the Friday, probably around about 4:30. Everybody rock up to the Piper's Opera House and go from there. But I've just got so much happening that I'm like, oh my God, I might have to get everybody there before lunch so that they can fit in everything I'm going to plan to do. So, Cap Cindy, thank you for the $10. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. La 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 la. Oh gosh, I should drink.
That's it. For every donation, we take a drink.
Yeah, but
I would do that if we were.
I've only got Diet Coke. So this is what I was going to try. This is what I'm trying to do. Definitely, everybody that's on the poster is giving talks. There'll be a panel. You'll get to meet all of those people, etc. I've got tours of. I've got a steam ride train for everybody on the Sunday. That's all organised. I've got a tour of the 4th Ward School. That's all organised. I'm hoping for Mackie Mansion, but they're taking their time getting. So I called the owner, and he's going to get people there to get a wriggle on because I want everyone to see Mackie Mansion. I'm also trying to get the coal mine organised, and I've already got a sponsor on board who has said that they will. Try to organise the Donovan Mill, a ghost thing. Nothing. I probably won't go to that, but just for when our event finishes, you can all, whoever wants to, can go on to the Donovan Mill and do a little bit of a ghosty thing. That'll probably be on the Friday and the Saturday night. It's in the works, but that's why I didn't want to put anything in the itinerary because I didn't want to put it down and then someone pull out. But they're all the things I've got planned, plus my goodies bag. Plus catering, I've decided Italian on Friday night, Italian food. And then on the Saturday night, we're having barbecue. So ribs and chicken and all that. So I've got that organised too. So, but yeah, so it's going to be fun. I just got to figure out how to fit it all in.
As odd as it is. Of course, my favorite part is meeting all the people that show up. But I'm really looking forward to the mine thing. As odd as that may sound, I want to see that hole in the ground.
Yeah, no. Well, Coal Mine, I'm waiting on. There's also a mine in town, and I did talk to them, but I think that's going to be I'll have to get someone to go that I know to go in on foot into there and say, hey, this is what we want to do, or can you just give us some info so that if everybody, like when you're there, and so if you want to go and check that out, we know what to do, sort of thing. Because I haven't even been in that one, and I've been to Virginia City tons.
Not in that one. You went to the tunnel that went straight to the inner earth.
Oh well, I did, and met the lizard people and had pizza with bugs on
the lizard people.
Pizza with the lizard people.
That
I've
is
been
part of the Italian catering, right?
No, definitely no
Ah,
bugs. I hope
good.
not. I've got what was I going to say? I do have another local speaker that might be interested. I'm waiting to hear back from him. It was just that someone suggested him, and I said, "Oh, I didn't think," but he's local and everybody knows him, and he's got tons and tons of information. So I thought, well, he can come along on the Saturday morning and give a talk. We can make time, so that's okay. So we'll see. So it just keeps getting added to. Who's going on a cruise? Julie is. I think Julie's going up. I saw Julie say
I think she
something about going
mentioned
up.
they
Cruise
have
from
Alaska
Seattle.
cruises. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
Alaska cruises, and there's like icebergs and stuff that they can go by out there, and you get to see quite a bit of wildlife. And depending on what's going on, you may even get to see the northern lights, depending on what time of year and all that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kermage. Yeah, Kermage said May and June are the best times to see the area we are in. July and August when the rain starts. Ooh. So that's good. Well, that's good information to know that that's the best time to go. Kibba. My friend Bill should be in here. Warm Strong Adventures. Kibba, go over to Warm Strong Adventures channel. He's live lots. Ask him that question if you're truly interested, because he's got, I don't know exactly how it works, but he knows all about cruises and the cost and all that sort of thing. What's Sunsaver saying now? I just made an outstanding discovery. Instant coffee will dissolve effectively in cold water. For instant iced coffee. No microwaves or campfires needed. Save your fuel, solar batteries for a rainy day.
Yeah.
You know what I normally do to Sunsaver is I just boil the kettle. Oh, do you have kettles? I boil the jug or whatever you call it over there. I don't know. I did say kettle to someone one day and they went, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." But I have noticed that there's a lot of American homes do not have an electric jug or kettle. So I boil up a bit of hot water and I literally just put like a tiny, tiny touch of hot water in the bottom to melt the coffee, because some coffee goes that funny lumpy thing. Yuck.
Yeah.
But there you go. Interesting discovery. What else have we got?
I guess you're going to go the iced coffee route. You could even put it in one of those shaker glasses or mugs or whatever you want to call them, and do it that way. That would beat it up pretty good.
Yeah,
Plus,
like a cocktail.
Plus whatever your flavorings and sugars and milks and whatever else you put in there.
Well, I suggest, Kipper, I do suggest, oh, there he goes. Tanya's put up a link to Warm Strong Adventures. Click on that link, Kipper, open it up for later. You can go into any of his things and just leave a comment, because he reads all of his comments and he'll certainly know. As a matter of fact, I think he went on one there not long ago. So he may well know a good one. Who else? Shake it up, baby. So how's everybody Blue Chicken, hello. How's everyone going anyway? Is everybody okay? I've already had the word up on Kibba that Kibba's feeling better. Julie is going on a cruise. Lucky Julie.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Some of those cruises you can even see like whales and stuff migrating, depending on what time of year it is.
I saw a whale here. I got really excited. I went to SeaWorld by myself and I went on a helicopter ride. And I thought, I was scared of helicopters because also, I think it was last year, might have been the year before, there was a dreadful SeaWorld helicopter crash and people were killed. Helicopters always seemed really dangerous to me anyway, and I'm scared of heights. But I bit the bullet. Yeah, I bit the bullet. I just paid for a 10-minute flight. And I got in and I was kind of like, oh, and they strap you in and everything. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. But it was like when I'm in an aeroplane, I don't have a sensation of height. So I looked out. As it took off, I was like, ew. And when he banked, it was kind of fun. But I saw whales. I saw whales. And I thought, oh, look, whales. I didn't realise. I mean, I knew we got whales here in Queensland, but I'd not ever seen them. So there was a couple of whales. So he flew over top them. So one day when because that was really expensive, I think that cost me $180 for 10 minutes.
Ooh,
but I had to do
yeah.
it. It was like a bucket list. I thought, I've got to do it. I've got to bite the bullet. But I'd love to, therefore, go on a really big one and have a look. It was super cool. I was still a little bit nervous because, you know, you kind of wonder how they don't get bumped into by other things. But there you go. Sunsaver says, I'm not afraid of aeroplanes, just afraid of a drunk pilot who doesn't need to be flying right this red hot minute. Well, I haven't had that happen to me yet. Julie, you're going to get a smack. In the last 24 hours, she has fallen 12 times. I'm bruised up and cut up. Well, sit in a chair.
Gravity there where Julie lives?
Bless her. She's awesome, Julie. We're making jokes to make you laugh, Julie. All right. We have to laugh in the face of all this crap that happens to us sometimes. You know,
falling down is okay and perfectly natural. It's when you start falling up that's a problem. That
falling up is
Don't do that.
Just
you can only do that once.
I don't know how to help Julie. If she was closer, I'd just go and get her. Oh, Loz, hello. Long time. Hello. You've got 30 minutes. Excellent. Is it hot down there, Loz? It's boiling here. It's like I went out earlier to pop the dogs out well, they had a pee. There's one. Look at him. It's like, no, don't pick me up. They went outside for a wee, and I've got the aircon inside, so it feels beautiful, like 24, lovely and cool. And I opened the door to walk out, and it was like, and I thought, it must be just the initial, but I walked out, and it's so humid. It's like a sauna. Wow. I don't know what the temperature is. I don't know. Let's how feels. I like that. Feels 34. And it says it will feel extra hot today. I don't know what that is in.
That's 93 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's what it is at the moment, but that's what it says. 34. Screw that.
Yeah, that's pretty
well. That's not too bad. We're used to getting up to 38 and 42, that sort of thing. Yeah, but I think it's just because we've had rain, and when the sun comes and the sun's out, so when that comes out and then mixes and steams everything, that's the killer.
Yeah.
But yeah. Poor Julie. Are you elderly? No, she's not elderly. She's not well. Poor girl. Or is it your subconscious mind being stimulated? Well, I think it's a bit of everything, Sunsaver. Yeah. See, she's still got a sense of humor. Threw a bubble wrap away. Darn it.
Laying that down like a carpet.
Blue Chicken says they predicted a heat wave here, but we have rain so far today. Where are you, Blue Chicken? Where are you? Because I'm wondering if it's going to be. Actually, I should have another look. What does it say for the forecast? See a full forecast. Oop, there it is. 35 supposedly today, 30 tomorrow, 30 Monday, 27, 28, 29, 30. So a warm week, but rain towards the end of the week. That is the weather for Queensland. So there you go. Ooh. I'll just confirm that. Thank you.
Do you have a lot of issues like in the summer there where it sounds like, you get some rain there, but does it get
tons of rain? Tons of rain.
You get a lot of rain there?
Because where I am in Queensland, it's kind of like the start of the further up north is tropical. So you sort of start to Queensland's sort of on that tropical scale. I'm at the very beginning of it, but we get torrential, like weird. It'll be 1 in the afternoon. It'll be stinking hot day, 1 in the afternoon, and all of a sudden you'll get this massive thunderstorm that lasts about 5 minutes, disappears, and then for the rest of the weekend you're sweating. The rest of the day you're like, humid and horrible. But there you go. Oh, Sydney. Oh, cool. Yeah, I drove through there I didn't drive through Sydney. I avoided Sydney, but on the main road. Geez, that was a big drive. I drove 12 hours. I only stopped every now and then to stretch my legs, have something to eat, and go to the bathroom.
I'll be driving to see you in Virginia City.
About 10 hours. Yeah. Don't, well, see,
No,
I
no.
was,
The second leg might be 10 hours.
oh, Enzo, be careful.
It'll be about double that.
Well, it's a good thing you're staying there. I've organised your hotel room for you. It's all sorted.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Yeah,
You're
I don't know.
camping out in the parking
Silver,
lot like I thought.
yeah, it's not. No, I won't give you a tent and a sleeping bag.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's why I want to go to the mines. I just hang out in there.
My favorite temperature is around about 26, 27. I can cope with that if it's sunny. I don't like the humidity, which is kind of weird because of where I live now. But I can cope quite well inside with the air conditioning on. So thank God for air conditioning. Oh, if I go outside, if I go out on a really hot day, I'm always up early anyway. I'm generally up and about walking around doing my chores by 5 a.m. at the latest. So I go outside. It's still it can be warm, but it's still okay. And then for the rest of the day, I'll just hibernate away from the heat. And then in the afternoon or the evening, go back out again. Tanya says you're getting a park bench. That's it.
I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get.
Oh, Kibber. Actually, I know that sounds terrible, but that's kind of like, it could work, Julie.
Kind of like having your own personal airbag system on you. It just
yeah.
comes pretty
Blue Sky Lisa, you'd hate it here in Louisiana, like a rainforest most of the year. Yeah, and you have actually the South that's very similar. Louisiana, all around there, similar to what we have here. But we're really lucky. We still get a lot of rain.
Around where I live, we've had several years now of very little rainfall, enough to where literally there are some small towns that just like get their water from like rivers and stuff like that, where the rivers are drying up and they don't have water.
I remember watching Highway to Heaven. Was that what it was called? Michael Landon.
Yeah, Michael Landon.
And they did an episode on, I think it was somehow it was set it into the future or whatever it was he did. I just remember all the way back then watching an episode where they discussed the fact that one day water would become more valuable than gold. And I remember watching this episode thinking, surely not. But throughout the episode, they kept educating you onto little things. And I thought, shit, that could happen. And look, Michael Landon was correct. Well, it's not quite to the point that it was in the episode yet, but yeah.
From a survival perspective, water is way more valuable than gold. You can't drink or eat gold, so
can't live without water. I know I've watched different things on, if you're in the bush, if you go out in the bush, always have a plastic bag with you. Or a couple, I'd take a couple, and something that you can use as a tie, because if you've run out of water, you can put the plastic bag on a tree branch where all the leaves are, tie it up, and through the day it'll what's the word, Enzo? Evaporate, or whatever.
Water will condense in there. And you can do the same thing with, like, you dig a little pit, kind of a hole, and put
same thing,
leaves, stuff like that in it, and you lay the plastic over the top and put like a little cup in the middle. You kind of poke down on the middle so it kind of forms a funnel kind of going into the cup, and that moisture kind of cooks under the plastic, but all that moisture hits the plastic and then it goes down in the middle into the cup in the middle. So you have a little drink.
Yeah. So there's different. I'd love to one day do a I'm yet to discover who or where I can do it, but I would love to go bush or walk about with some Aboriginals and get them to teach me survival, like not survival, just how they lived off the land. They just hunt. They didn't have rabbits, so they would have hunted lizards to eat. I don't know if I could do that quite yet, but they used to hunt lizards. Don't bark. It's Gabby's visitor. That's enough. I'm just, the dog can hear voices. Don't even think about it. He's like, rah, rah, rah. But I'd love to do that. I know you can eat witchetty grubs. You can find them at the base of trees and different things like that. Again, I could eat a witchetty grub, but I'd have to cook it. So then I need to know how to start fire, and I kind of do know how to start fire, friction, and could probably start one easy enough here in Australia because everything's, no, I couldn't eat lizard now, or I could eat snake, I want to say, but only if I had to. Otherwise, I could just be,
tastes like chicken. Tastes like chicken. If you have a hot sauce, everything's great.
Everything tastes like chicken. Poor chickens.
Do they have now, like a Boy Scout, Girl Scout kind of a thing?
We have all that here, but I don't know what they teach them. I don't think I never sent my boys to Boy Scouts. My dad used to tell me horror stories when he was a young man back in the 40s, the early 50s, late 40s, early 50s, of being involved with the Scouts, if you know what I mean. So I just sort of thought, yeah, maybe not. I never sent my boys to the Scouts. I'm like, oh, you don't know.
I missed out on that. I was in the Cub Scouts, which you get so far. That's for like when you're really young, and then you graduate up to the Boy Scouts, and then there's its own little rank thing. And they kind of ripped me off on one of my little badge things. I did the work and I didn't get the credit for it, and I dropped out.
Rotten bastards.
And apparently after that phase, that's when that shady stuff starts coming in. So I was like, all right, missed that bullet.
So Enzo, since we're talking about almost scientific things, Enzo has been prepping people, and I do believe he's got some things to teach us today. Hence my little thumbnail of Enzo giving. Did you like the thumbnail, Enzo, with Bigfoot?
I did. I'm not a big bow tie guy, but
no, well,
Karen asked me last night if I had some kind of asteroid or meteor news or something. It's like, oh, I'm sure I could find something. And as it turns out, there's something that popped up in the news just today.
Cool.
Share my screen. And as it turns out, from space.com, you can watch live tomorrow for the newly discovered asteroid that'll fly between Earth and the moon. That's very close.
Screw that. That's it's not between Earth and the moon.
Yes.
All right. So it's this thing. Give us a look then, Enzo. Give us a look.
This is just 7 hours ago this story popped up. The space rock poses no threat to our planet, despite being on the path to zoom between the Earth and the moon. This particular asteroid was discovered just a few weeks ago, really. It says this month, but we're almost at the end of the month. So it was only January 17th when they found it. 121 feet, that's 37 meters for the rest of the planet. Asteroid. It's going to be zipping by. Looking at their actual measurements, it's it's like on par with like where the orbit of the moon is. It's not going to hit the moon or anything like that, but it's that far.
Well, we hope not. Although the moon's been smashed plenty of times.
Oh yeah, you can look at the surface of the moon. It's pockmarked with craters all over it.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing because that means it's not hitting us. So, but this particular one, asteroid will fly close to the moon just before 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 1400 GMT tomorrow. 3.5 later is an estimated speed of 14,200 miles per hour. 22,850 kilometers per hour.
Jesus. And time to put up the link, people, in chat too, that you can go onto this later and have a bit of a gander.
Space.com. It's
will we be able to see it? We should be able to see it with our telescopes, should we not?
Probably not. Unless you have a really, really big telescope, you might be able to see it. But for your average,
I've only got my little telescope.
I'm afraid that one's probably not going to be good enough, unless you happen to know exactly where to look and all that. But
it's going really.
If you look at the article, if you look in the and the thing is that 22,000 plus kilometers per hour. That's the normal speed for stuff zipping around in space.
Oh, there it goes. It says in that virtual telescope project live stream, so you can click on that and watch it anyway. Oh
So you
God.
can, that is the title of the article. You can watch it live.
Oh.
But there's, but
I'm busy.
they
I'm
have
busy. Look.
yeah, you're worried about being struck by a giant meteorite, but they show you the track of all the planets to
Oh,
include the thing, and we'll take a closer look at something like that here in just a second. But this is not that unusual because NASA puts out a website. This is NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The next 5 asteroid approaches to Earth. This one right here, that's the one we were just talking about. 21 meters in size. It's going to be within 354,000. Make sure I've got it. Click kilometers. To put
wow.
that in perspective, the average distance between Earth and the Moon is about 385,000 kilometers. So when it gets inside of that, then it's probably a problem. So
Can it be the moon? Excuse for my ignorance. Obviously, we've got a gravitational pull. Does the moon have one as well?
yes, it does. It's very light compared to what we have here on Earth, about like 1/6 the gravity.
So therefore, you would want to hope that these asteroids, as big as they are, don't somehow veer off and get pulled into, because that would be goodbye.
It depends on their size. Something like
one?
Well, for that one,
goodbye,
that
New York.
One, 21 meters, which for our American audience, that's about 68 feet. That one will certainly go through the atmosphere, and chunks of it will be hitting the ground. If it all stayed in one chunk, that might like destroy like a small, like the little town I live in. It would probably fairly decimate. It'd be like getting bombed, that kind of stuff. But if you look at, that's just number 2. We've got a few others. This one's very small, car size, and they put these things for a comparison because it's kind of difficult to just kind of figure out a number. But that's like 4 million kilometers away, so that's not a big deal. Then we have this building-sized one, 79 meters, but again, 4 million kilometers out. That's
okay.
There's another building one, also about the same size, just a short time later, the following day. What you'll notice is they're all within like a couple days of each other, or even the same day. These things travel in little packs. Basically, they break off from like a larger one millions of years ago, and they circle the Earth, or circle the sun, excuse me, so that it ends up, we're kind of in a shooting gallery all the time. So, I am a nerd. I'm a super nerd. But this is what I was asked to do. I'm doing what I was tasked.
Yeah, I asked him because people love the science. I do. I find it fascinating.
I put this particular link in the chat already. So if you feel like not sleeping and worried about building-sized rocks falling in your head, feel free to check it out.
Go have a look.
One thing, as I mentioned earlier, there was something. This is that one that story was about. If you click on 2024 BJ, that's the name of the asteroid. Not a suggestion for anything different.
No.
If you click on the little arrow thing, it takes you to a different page where it shows that same thing.
Hey, Uncle Bones. Uncle Bones.
You can see that same diagram, but this one is interactive. You can actually move it around and get to see how this blue circle here, that's Earth's orbit. You can see Venus and Mercury there, and there's Mars. This strange one right here, the white one, that's the asteroid in question. And you can sort of see how it doesn't quite line up like all the others. It kind of goes above and below that ecliptic plane, which is what it's called, because it's kind of like a record player, how all the planets circle the sun. They're all relatively on that same.
It's coming awfully close to Earth.
It does look a little close there.
Oh my God, it looks like it's literally going to hit us. I don't like the look of that one.
We'll do
it was nice
top
knowing
down,
everybody.
because that's where it is like right now, because it's like live. But
Wow.
we'll advance the clock, and as you see, it makes its own orbit around the sun that goes out past Mars and then circles back, and it gets really close to that edge of where Earth sometimes rotates. And so it's probably been around for, even though they only discovered it, a couple of weeks ago, it's probably been making that same route millions of years. And when I mentioned where's my other, where'd I go? Yeah, this one. Now, like I said, there's millions of these things darting all over the place. For most of them, usually like larger than like car size. Those are the really dangerous ones that'll actually burn up, or it won't all burn up and actually hit the ground. That one they're a little more concerned about. But this is like a top-down view of our solar system. We can go all the way out, and this is what are we looking at? This is Jupiter. This kind of red circle here. We can go in. Here's Mars. Here's Earth. Now this one, again, every one of these little blue dots is an asteroid that has been cataloged and it's being tracked.
Oh, fair dinkum. I just thought it was pretty stars.
We can actually move our slider here where it starts speeding up time, and we can see them moving. And you can see.
So which one's going to kill us?
Well, there are a few out there that are going to be super close, that are really big. We can't
rely on Bruce Willis anymore. He's not well.
That's right. He's not
we
too
might
well.
Need, and then that only leaves us Ben Affleck, and if that's the case, we're stuffed.
That's right. We'll be pining for Liv Taylor.
Yeah, I think he did try to help in the movie. I'm laughing at Tanya. I wish I knew what he was saying. Oh my God. There we go. We've got a question from Uncle Bones.
Oh, is that like a wobbly plate right before it hits the ground? The orbits that we were looking at before, is that what the question
I think he means that, the white, you know how you showed the white one, how it was off kilter compared to the rest?
Yeah.
The other one.
This is that one, around the other way. It's a little bit, it's just that it's in its own different orbit. The planets, as they were formed after the sun started coalescing and stuff like that, all this gas started and rocks and debris and everything else started coalescing into little groups. How does it not hit each other? Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is space is big, like really big. It's even this stuff that we see spinning around here, and even it's like our own example of the moon is still 350,000 miles away from the Earth. That's a lot of room. There's a lot. And in the Apollo days, it took our ships 3 days to get out there, that kind of stuff. So that's the thing about space. Very big, very empty, but not 100%.
So I told you were popular, Enzo. Who knows what these people are up to while they're listening. Oh, gosh. What would happen if a really big asteroid hit the sun? I mean, it obviously does get hit by things, but
comparatively, the sun, you could fit.
It'd probably burn up before it even.
It would burn up for sure before it ever touched the sun. But
that's good
that
to know.
Really isn't a big deal. There's a lot of matter already in the sun, so much so that it's kicked off nuclear fusion. That's what it does. That's what the sun is. So adding a little bit more, that's just adding coal to the fire. Kind of an
idea. Hey, Maisie. Hello. What's Sunsaver saying? Our galaxy is currently in the process of absorbing a smaller nebula cluster that we collided with millions of years ago. So there's a lot of interstellar flotsam coming into what? Oh, into us, into the Milky Way. Would that be correct, Enzo? Science guy?
Yes. Well, someone has, Tanya has gifted 5 Doof Doof Paranormal memberships. Thank you very much.
Oh, you ready, Enzo?
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. Tanya, yeah. Thanks for the membership. Oh God, I'm getting worse. Thank
Not
you,
getting any
Tanya.
better, folks. Yes, thank you very much. That was great.
Thank
Because
you. Thank you very
actually,
much.
I think actually one of them actually wound up on mine. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
it's about time.
But
Enzo became a member, Thank
thank
you,
you very
Tanya.
much. Because I am not a
Oh,
rich
look
man.
at Maisie Rowe, Kipper. Look at that. I'll have to make up a new
Yeah,
little thing. I'll have to say, oh,
very,
Uncle
very
Bones missed
generous.
out. Thank you. I like that name, Uncle Bones, too.
Yeah. I know Uncle Bones from a while back. But if you're concerned about this kind of
Yes,
thing striking the earth and killing us all off like the
Germany.
dinosaurs, uh, there has been a lot of progress made for tracking all of these things, especially some of the like the really big ones. We can sort of see those. You know,
Wasn't that
the
what the Star Wars thing was supposed to be about when Reagan was in?
Reagan. What
Yeah.
Reagan's Star Wars program was having
Mm.
satellites that would shoot down enemy missiles as they were
Oh,
being
I
launched.
thought it
So,
was for.
you know,
I thought it
if
was to
if
shoot down.
them evil Russians were to launch all their nuclear missiles, the plan was, the Star Wars type satellites would shoot their
Could
little
stop it.
lasers and
Okay.
knock them down
Can
out of
they?
the air.
I suppose they can.
Nah,
I don't think so.
not.
Maybe I watched a movie once where they said they were going to use those. Maybe it was even that Bruce Willis
Well,
movie.
that was always the plan, or at least that was the concept about it. And of course, because it's all super secret government tech and things, they would have to keep it quiet. But it was enough that it scared the pants off of the Russians because they had nothing that could match that at
Cool.
that time. And there's a lot of people that believe them like frantically spending money on doing different things, trying to counteract that is part of how they went kind of bankrupt and ended up being the end of the old school Soviet Union back in the 90s. So there is that. But back to our article, our other article here out of NASA. This was just yesterday at a 1 meter, 3 foot wide asteroid was zipping in before all these others. So you see, they kind of travel in little packs. That they knew it was going to hit the Earth, but being 3 feet or so wide, it's easily going to burn up in the atmosphere. So they weren't really worried about it. However, they have a lot of new tracking software and tech at different places around the world to kind of track those things. And they were able to not only spot it, track it, and they had computer estimates of where it would likely hit, or really in this case, kind of burn up. And they were extremely accurate. They were very, very pleased with how it came down. And if you were to read the article, it ends up being about 90 minutes. They tracked this 3 foot wide object and were fairly close. I mean, they're not going to exactly know because it didn't actually hit the ground, but they can estimate because of its trajectory, if it was like something larger, where it would have landed, which would have been, it burned up over Germany. So it would have been that northern part of central part of Europe somewhere it would have hit for sure. So we have tech that we're working on. We're getting kind of better at that. So doing a lot of work to track these things. Now, like those ones that we mentioned earlier from our top 5 list, all of these, you can see these distances are really pretty far away. For astronomical purposes, that's still a close shave. Like the one our main one that we're talking about now, that's within the moon's orbit. It was like last year, there was stuff that was like under 100,000 kilometers. It was really close. But it's stuff like that. And like I said, that particular one that we're talking about, that's like right on the moon's edge, they only discovered it 2 weeks ago. Enzo, do you have any word on the likelihood of Apophis bringing along some smaller companions that might hit us during its next flyby? That's, to me, that is the bigger threat. Apophis is this one asteroid that I think we've got 3 more years or so now. I think it's 2017, I think is when it's supposed
Isn't that
to.
the one they think might end us?
originally, like, I think it was about a dozen years or so ago, when they spotted it and they tracked it, they kind of miscalculated and said it's going to be a direct hit. It's going to kill us. It's a dinosaur killer. It's an Armageddon. And everybody lost their minds. And within like hours, they came up and like, no, it's not going to hit us.
Oh, gosh.
Everybody relax. Keep paying your taxes. That kind of stuff. So, and it isn't really going to hit us, but it's, again, going to be a close chase similar to this one. But it's fairly large. And as I mentioned before, they have little stragglers that we don't really see. So that is a strong possibility that we really won't know until it gets way closer, way closer. So.
Tanya, Uncle Bones was Uncle Bones 1, but he forgot his password. So now he's Uncle Bones 2. But yeah, they're both complaining about being surrounded by nerds. But aren't we lucky?
I'm almost done.
No, we're loving it. The funny thing is, people make fun of nerds, but we wouldn't have anything in our modern world if it wasn't for nerds.
Who do you think's going to invent the killer death ray that's going to take care of Apophis?
Yeah.
But
I think the Blue Sky's just saying, are we surrounded by nerds or asteroids? I think both. Blue Sky. I think
both equally lethal. I think in this scenario.
Shh, Tanya, I know nothing. Let's keep this secret computer entering anything to us. I find it all fascinating. Like even when you look back in times of history and stuff, I guess they have maybe somehow back, what do you call it? Like you would reverse engineer, like reverse back and figured out when and what hit us and before and how long ago. Like, have they proven it was an asteroid with the dinosaurs, or did the dinosaurs just die out?
Oh, no,
they did.
It was certainly an asteroid.
The dinosaurs.
Yeah, the dinosaur or the dinosaur killer, 65 million years ago, hit round about where sort of like around the edge of where the Gulf of Mexico is right now in the U.S. And it's called the Chicxulub crater. There is a big ass crater, but it's all underwater because it's actually out in the Gulf of Mexico. It didn't create the Gulf of Mexico because it does kind of have that circular shape, but that's not what caused it. I have some space news that everyone can be involved with and be a part of. Enzo, can you tell them about Viper? Save me type. Which one is Viper?
Oh, you have to type, Maisie.
A
Viper is a snake, right, Maisie?
You got to get your nerd cred up.
Yeah, you got to get your nerd cred up. Oh, yeah,
I know what she's talking about, but I'm not 100% sure. But the one that killed the dinosaurs off, because back then, 65 million years ago, the Earth was a lot warmer, which means there was almost no ice caps at all. And so the water levels were a lot higher. So the Gulf of Mexico was gigantic back then. And as a matter of fact, the middle, like where I'm living at in the middle of the United States, it was underwater. There was a shallow sea that actually went all the way up to around where I live in the middle of the U.S. But they can track geologically the tidal wave that occurred. They can, I used to have, hang on a second. I don't know if I still have it. I used to have an animation I could play. Yeah.
I know. I was watching. Was it Elon the other week tried to launch something, and I think Elon tried to launch something, and maybe I'm remembering wrong, or maybe it was fake news. But he tried to launch something and it was unsuccessful. I'm probably remembering fake news. People like to put that out. Oh, there you go. The launch pad on YouTube. Oh, there we go.
What is? Oh, this is. Oh, that's the. Okay, that's the big. What is that? What he's calling it? The Viper now? I didn't realize that.
Oh, is that Elon?
Yeah, that's his big.
See that? Yes, SpaceX startup Starship update. Maybe that's what I saw the other day. I don't care what anyone says about Elon. I don't know. I just reckon he's a wizard. He's got some good ideas. I hope a lot of them come to fruition.
I agree.
Yeah.
He's definitely making better progress than what NASA is doing.
Yes, probably because he's got more money to throw at it.
And that's true. Yeah, NASA's got to like raise bake sales and stuff to try and afford their next ship. But like their Artemis, I think they're calling their next lunar craft, is they've already kind of scrapped the idea of it that it's not going to work, and they're kind of going back to the drawing board for a redesign on it, and that's been in works for a couple of years now. What's Sunsaver say?
Oh gosh, Sky Talker. What are the things pretending to be stars? I've taken 1 billion night photos above my place, and they're not stars. They could be satellites.
Could be satellites, but actually seeing satellites, usually you can only see the satellites that are passing over. They don't like sit still. But actually, now that SpaceX is throwing a lot of Starlink satellites up there, that's going to be a lot more common. Normally, you can only see the satellites because of the way that the curvature of the Earth is and the way that the sun's heading. Basically, an hour after sunset or an hour before sunrise, it's when you on the ground, you're in the dark, but several hundred miles above you where the satellite is, it's still in full sunlight. So it shows up really bright against that night background. That's when you can see those satellites going over. And when Elon launches Starlink satellites, they usually like eject out 20, 30, 40 of them at a time. And over time, like a few days, they spread out. But when they first launch them, they're like this little pearl chain or pearl necklace kind of looking thing that goes out.
Sorry, pearl necklace. My mind went in the gutter.
I don't know what you mean. Explain.
That's okay. Tanya.
I knew as soon as I said it's like, I should not.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that. It's Tanya's fault. Look what she said before. She put my brain there. See? Look, it's Tanya. She's a troublemaker. Hey, Sky Talker, if you've got a couple of photos, email them to me and I'll give them to Enzo. He can have a bit of a look. He helped who was it you helped? Cobalt. She sent you that
actually,
footage. Remember?
Stopped by her live show earlier tonight, and we had a nice little chat there on her show.
Yeah, she's lovely. I like her. What am I saying? Yeah, send me some, and I'll give them to Enzo or whatever. What am I missing? We can see the Starlink birds flying over. Good. Keep those Starlink birds flying because that's what's providing me with my current internet. It's so reliable, Enzo. I have no issues with it. Yep, I have no issues with it. The only time that there can be issues if there's something weird happening in the atmosphere, like if there's a really big, huge storm or thunderstorm or something. But even then, it's only affected slightly. Yeah, it's really super fast.
Kind of standard. It's Cobalt Dragon right there. Yeah.
Oh, where is she? Oh, there you go. We were just talking about you. Yeah. She has got. Yeah, she's coming along.
But, I use when I'm out looking at the sky, I use a program called Heavens Above. It's an app on my phone that it uses your phone's GPS and all that stuff, so it knows exactly where you are, and it'll tell you what satellites are going over. So if you're seeing strange lights, you can look at your app. It's like, okay, that's a satellite.
Okay. Yeah, you've told us about that app before. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole paranormal Paracon group that I was with, and all the Bigfoot people are like, oh, okay, there's a satellite. That's cool. All the ghost people that don't go outside, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that was a thing.
What's an ISS photo?
ISS is the International Space Station.
Oh,
which you can see very brightly when it's going. It's really bright. And so is whatever the new Chinese space station is. I always forget its name.
Well, send them through to me, Sky Talker, and I'll give them to Enzo to check out.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
Just if you've got dates and times at all, that helps Enzo heaps.
And exactly where you live. Well,
and where you live, yeah. Don't worry, Enzo won't stalk you. Let's see. I'll add the link. Hang on, what have I missed? Oh, there's Maisie. Viper will be the first robotic moon rover, and you can get your name put on it and fly your name on to the moon. It's free and really easy to add your name. I've signed up my ma'am, bro, and myself. I'd much rather go with it to the moon and have a ride around. I'd like to go to the moon one day. Do you think we'll ever be allowed to?
It'll be a while, but I think eventually, yeah.
My kids might be able to.
Actually,
I'd like to do that.
There was a satellite that kind of goofed up and it didn't make it there, but they are.
Oh, yeah.
It was carrying ashes of the dead that were going to get ejected out onto the moon, burial on the moon, kind of an idea.
Was that what we were talking about the other day? And we sort of thought it was instant karma because the Native Americans said, "Don't." That's
it's part of our culture that the moon is out.
Yeah, so don't send shit like that there. And they said, yeah, bad luck, we heard you, but bad luck, and then it didn't get there.
Yeah,
but that's okay. They're still floating. The ashes are still floating around in space, so it's still cool.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. Sky Talker, they often realize that they've been spotted or seen in the wrong place at the wrong time, day or night, then start to meander away or drop down to chat with Chris. It's low, really. Who's hiding?
They're talking about the lights they're seeing in the sky.
Geez, I still want Bob Lazar to come on my 5 haunted questions. It's never going to happen. Don't worry. But wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Ask Bob Lazar. Do you wear boxers, briefs, or commando? Inquiring minds would like to know. I thought about that. I thought if I had him on, I would not ask him the alien question because we already know the answer to that. I wouldn't ask him about nothing. I've already thought about the questions if he came on, and I thought it would just be so silly that he probably wouldn't do it because I'd just be asking. There's a point to my madness. I thought it would be nice just to have him talk about silly shit. And that's it. And all the people that wanted to tune in to see him talk about aliens and all that would be sorely disappointed.
Actually,
could even ask him if he likes hot dogs.
Yeah,
I wonder if he does. Do you like hot dogs? If so,
he may be doing some kind of promotional tour. Who knows? Seriously, because there's a company that's making like a 3D. It's not exactly a game, but it's like a 3D rendered from his descriptions. A 3D rendered walk around like VR kind of like you are Bob Lazar walking around the sports model spaceship or walking around some of the other ships that he said were there at S4, the secret spot with the hangar doors that look like part of the mountains so you can't see it from space and all that stuff. That his whole story.
I just think he's awesome. I think for him to have said what he said, whether or not people believe him or not, I do. But whether or not people believe him or not, that's none of my affair. I just think no matter what, he had the balls to come out and say something and look at the shit that he got into for having the balls and look at what they've made him. They've managed to make him look like a nut job, and he's absolutely not. So it just goes to show.
I go back and forth on if I believe his story or if it's real or any of that stuff, or it's because there are parts of it that I can see that's probably how it would work, or it kind of makes sense, and then there's other parts that are like very, very wrong, very different. Because the big one being his educational stuff for me, where nobody's come forward. It's like, we were lab partners a few years ago in this thing, or no, none of those people have come forward. Which, to be honest, to see the way he gets treated by the news and the media and regular people, I probably wouldn't admit to it either, even if we were like good pals.
I would. I'd stand up for me, mate. Jess, hello. Aren't you? Isn't she live later, or have I missed it?
I don't think so.
I might have. It's okay. I'm sure I saw something pop up. I could be on another planet. It's all right. I see so many
Well,
notifications pop up and I go, oh, I must look at that later. And then I forget and I tune in and go, shit.
speaking of other planets, we have a last story here. A
Yeah.
little sadness. The
Sadness.
Mars helicopter that was on the Ingenuity probe there on Mars has flown its
Aw.
last flight. The reason is because it almost crashed and it got kind of tore up, got a little banged up. But I think we've got. Are you familiar with this thing?
I was. That's the one that's been doing the aerial photography, isn't it? That they've been doing using that.
It's this.
Yeah, I know who that is.
It's just little that they had
and
no idea if this thing would even work.
It's controlled by the other thing, isn't it? It's controlled by the rover thing, isn't it?
Well, it uses the rover as a link. Nobody is directly flying it like live because Mars is so far away from us. It takes about 20 minutes for the radio signal to get there. But the rover itself has actually been having a few problems. So they were doing a test flight with it the other day where it went up about 12 meters. Yeah. And then straight back down because it lands and actually sits on top of the rover. It kind of has like a little charging station for its battery and all that stuff that it sits in. And they've been having connectivity problems where it was losing connection a little bit and just kind of dropping in and out, which is very dangerous for flying your toy drone around an alien planet. So they had it go up to the 12 meters. It was fine. It got to about a meter above the lander where it was going to be done, and it totally lost it. It lost everything. So it kind of dropped for a meter. And
that's what damaged it.
Electronically, it works fine. But if you look closely at this image from the thing, this is the shadow of one of those blades. You can see the very end of the blade is very jagged. And when you measure it, it's missing about a third of the blade. And they think one side kind of dipped down and the blade hit the ground and was spinning and kind of sheared.
It still might work a little bit. It still might work a little bit. But what are they going to do though? Because isn't the current rover there sort of already doing more than what they ever thought it would? So shouldn't they get another one there? Have they got another one on the way?
Well, I don't know what their plan is. I know a few other countries are doing similar stuff. So I think NASA's kind of been like letting some of these other countries do some of these things too. It doesn't have to be us all the time. And this is certainly like several, we have several rovers over there. This is the first one that ever had the little helicopter on it, which was a total last minute ad because it's really small. It's really light. It was okay with their payload and because they had some other piece of equipment they were going to put out there that wasn't going to work out, so they could kind of budget that into its weight and everything else and power requirements. So they're like, hey, let's try this, because there would be situations like, okay, we're going to change its path and it's going to go up this, because the rovers themselves only move a few miles per hour. They're pretty slow. But you could have the little guy go out and scout ahead, make sure there's not crazy rocks or some weird cliff or whatever.
Or aliens.
Or aliens. We've lost that little piece just yesterday. The little Ingenuity drone. So sad to see that one go because it was kind of cool. We're remotely flying a drone on another planet.
Hang on, what's that? SpaceX's Crew 8 astronaut launch in late February hinges on private moonshot. What? What's that? Oh, your breath smells, puppy. Ooh. He's looking at me breathing. 8. I would have gone up there. I could have written my last will and testament and all that sort of thing.
You'd go just to wear the cool space.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I did say hi, Sylvain. Hello, and Sorta Rican. Hello. That third guy looks like Matt. Matt who? I'm thinking, yeah. I think she's looking at the astronauts. The second one's got a little cute face, like his mum would have grabbed his little cheeks and gone. Oh, and the lady at the end. Oh, she looks like she looks lovely, but she reminds me of that woman that's part president. What's her freaking name? Oh, you know, the one that stands behind Biden and says silly things. Harris.
Yeah.
She looks a bit like that. But they all look like pretty friendly people. Maybe I should ask Elon Musk to do my 5 haunting questions.
Couldn't hurt.
Why not? All these people I'd love to ask, and they wouldn't even fart in my direction.
Honestly, these folks, they're basically pilots or they're engineers of some type. They'd probably talk to you.
Oh, well, I hope so. Well, I could cook for them. Oh, you can't cook in space.
I already know one of the answers to the 5 questions is they do have to wear kind of a diaper arrangement to
you would
go up into space. So.
I tell you what, for my 12-hour drive the other day, I thought, oh. But isn't it funny when you drive for a long time and then you get out to stand up? Like I was letting it go as long as I could, and I think I got to about 2.5 hours. I thought, no, I've got to pull over and I've got to stand up and stretch my legs. But your legs go to jelly and you feel like you're still moving. It's really weird. But anyway, what's that? Holodeck technology, sort of Rican. I wouldn't mind holodeck. That's one thing I used to love about watching Data and all that on Star Trek. I used to love that, the holodecks. Thank you for that, Mr. Enzo, our science guy. That was pretty cool.
Oddly enough, you asked yesterday, and we had like 3 different stories about that very thing since then. So there you go.
Sunsaver, oh, sorry, puppy. Sunsaver's imagination's truthfully getting away with him. I don't want to be a cyber anything or a Borg.
Actually, that's another one of the things that people don't like about Elon, because he's developing this brain interface chipset.
Yeah,
he
also said when he was on Joe Rogan, he was talking about AI. And he said people are silly. AI is our biggest threat. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like AI at all. He's not a fan. And if Elon says it's a threat, I believe him because he's clever. Betty, if your anxiety is really up, it's time to get a silver spoon and hit it and tell it to get back down. Easier said than done, I know. But we did have this discussion about anxiety the other day, didn't we? Different things you can do. Depends what's making you anxious, if it's something that's about to happen or an event that's coming up or whatever. But if it's just an unexplained anxiety attack, get up, walk around, make a cup of tea, get a glass of water, just do something. Just walk, move around. That's what helps me anyway. And a lot of other people said it helped them too, didn't it, Enzo? Enzo's lucky. He just I don't know.
I am a old school Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan. The most important thing to never forget, don't panic.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's okay it's natural and normal for you to be upset or anxious about something that is weighing heavily on you, but don't let it consume you. And that's something that you can control.
All right, I'll have a quick squeeze. Let's see if I can get him up, Enzo. Tanya.
Does that go along with the necklace? Is that?
Oh, jeez. I tell you what, Tanya says things, and I'm in a frame of mind, whatever, and then Tanya will come up with something. It just takes one silly thing, and off I go. I'm off in the wrong direction. Hang on. I'm looking. Give me a second. Mackie Mansions answered me. I got it. I put everything on my schedule. So we'll be doing a Mackie Mansion tour as well, Enzo. Good. I'll read that later. Woohoo. Hang on. I'm just going to my email. to see what has come about. Oh, where did you send? You sent it to doofdoofparanormal@gmail.com. It hasn't come through yet. Hang on. Unless you sent them somewhere else. Tell me where you sent them. I'll wait for a minute, but it's not in there yet. We'll give it a minute. It could be coming from far, far away, and it's just stuck in the system. Tanya says, don't blame me. You're naughty without me. Yeah, I am. I'm all talk, but although I'd marry Elon Musk, I'd marry him. Not for his money, just because he's smart. Sure. No, but then I'd probably say, hey, Elon, you know all those homeless people over there, do you reckon we can make a big village that you were talking about and get them all in? Hey, Elon, you know all those wild Mustangs, do you reckon we could buy a big mountain and get them all on the mountain? Hey, Elon. That's what I'd be saying. Can we do this? I'd be saving all the raccoons. I'd have a raccoon island just for raccoons.
Raccoons.
Just for raccoons. And me, I'd have a little house there so I could go and stay there. I wouldn't see Elon much if I were married to him because I'd be off with all the animals. Because I don't really want anything from Elon in that way. I don't think so. Geez, I say some stupid things, don't I? Oh my God. Yeah, raccoons.
Why we love
raccoons. I don't know why I love raccoons so much, but whenever I see a video of them with their little hands, they're so human-like with their little opposable thumbs, and they nibble food. I've seen a lot of them where they're giving other dogs cuddles. You know, they're getting doggies and giving them cuddles, or little kittens. They're so cute. I know people say, oh, they scream and spit and whatever, but I'm hoping this time when I go to Virginia City, I get to see the raccoons.
You know what we call them, right?
No, what do you call the raccoons?
Trash pandas.
Oh, trash pandas, yeah. We have bin chickens. We have birds.
What are the bin chickens? Just
yeah, they're ibis. Ibis? Hang on. It still hasn't come through, just letting you know. I'm looking out for it. I'll just write bin chicken. That is not what they're called, but there you go. Hang on. I think they're pretty. Hang on, I'll share the screen. Present. Share screen. Bin chicken. Share. That's a bin chicken. See? They're really big. They're very cute. Their tails there at the back, so their little tails. Yeah. When you look at them, it looks like lace, like black lace. They're really pretty. I think they're pretty. I like them. Look at that. How can you not like that? Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, can you kind of see their tail there? I can't make that bigger, can I? It's sort of like, see, it's sort of lacy. I don't know. I like them. Where's one of just their tail? Yes, there's tons here, but that's what the poor things do because they've got no food. They go to the rubbish bins. So there you go. Yeah, just double check that's where you sent it, Skywalker. Oh, Instagram. You sent it to Instagram. Oh, sorry. I thought you emailed it to me. Let me have a look. It's all right. It's all right. We'll get there. I've still got half an hour before I cut off. How's that? Here we go. Our message. Oh. Ooh. Let me see if. Oh, it's only a little. Hang on. Oh, Struth, hang on. Give me a second. I'm technologically challenged today. Put it there and then put that down and get rid of you and find. Oh, my God. I've got 3 screens. This is what happens when you've got 3 screens. Where's that picture gone?
3 screens?
Yeah. Well, because when I do my research, it's kind of like having notepads. I have my main screen that I'm got my internet up on, and then I'll have another screen open with my research documents and links, and then I'll have another screen where I'm putting them and editing and putting things together. So I go, it's like having, I could probably do with one more screen. Even my son was impressed. Let me see. Add to stage. Go away. That's not what I had up. Why are you doing it? Wait a minute. Jeez. Stop share. Present. Share screen. Where's it gone now? Window. That's what I got sent. Any ideas, Enzo?
I don't know. I
Neither
had
do
no
I.
reference for.
No. Let me go back to where am I? Oh, geez. Hang on. Give me a second. Where am I now? I can't get rid of me bin chicken. There we go. Go away, bin chicken. Go back to.
So
I don't know how I lost that.
Sky Talker was who sent you this, right?
Yeah. Now let me see.
Can you, Sky Talker? Can you tell us in the chat what?
Yeah. What do you think?
What's? I know you said there are lights in Sky that they don't move, but is this like a zoomed in thing where you're using your phone? Is this from what's the context of this picture?
A hand. I'm just reading what you've written, trying to make sense of what you've written. So she's also sent a picture of a satellite and the Earth, right? So I can see a satellite, but that's not her picture. That's just a picture of a satellite above Earth. This showed up on Livestream, a hand, and I'll send the original too. Show Enzo. It scared the shit out of me. Suddenly fingers adjust something and then disappeared again. I was videoing. F words, video's gone. Memory saying it too full to send pics. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's a bit hard. Hang on, I'll share this one, Enzo. Stop sharing. Present. Share screen. See, so there's that little one I showed you before. Can you see that? Is my mouse? Yeah, my mouse is where. So that's a little one I showed you just before. Very pretty, whatever it is. But I'm assuming you're saying that the blue one is a hand. Like, I don't know. It doesn't look like a hand to me, but it is only a picture. Perhaps in video it would look different. So you need to be more, explain a little bit more. Let's see. I zoomed in. I took some time every night. There's way better. I'll send ones next. Well, Send me the good ones, and you can put them in the Instagram. I didn't realize that's where you were sending them. And I'll send them through to Enzo and we can have a look. But we need context. Exactly what were you looking at and how did you see it and what were you using? So is it something that you were seeing while watching something live stream on television or TV or YouTube, or was it you outside using a telescope and looking at something? All right, what am I missing in the chat? Yeah, resend it, the one of the fingers. Who's going through trouble with their son? What have I missed? That's what Sunsaver's just put up. Have I missed something? Tanya? What have I missed? Oh, there we go. There we go. Sort of Rican. It's all right. Oh, is the infusion for iron? Just out of curiosity, my children have had to have iron infusions. Infusion, yeah, where you go and you get iron put in through your, veins.
Really?
That's always traumatic. But I just ended up doping my daughter up on Valium so she'd relax. Doctors give it to you for the kids. They tell you how much to give, but they say, yeah, just give this much because it just stops them from Yeah, because my daughter, the eldest one's got Asperger's, so freaks out with needles, absolutely freaks out. So Valium is needed. Me, you can poke me like a bear, I'll look sticks. And,
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I don't care. Yeah, which arm do you want? Yeah, whatever. It doesn't. They don't hurt.
I was always the guy. They're like, hey, we got a new guy that's never taken blood or anything. Is it okay if he does it on you? I was like, yeah, I don't care. Only once did it like go horrifically wrong, where it just looked like someone
massacred.
I was being stabbed from the inside. It's just this whole area on the inside of my elbow was just completely black.
I'm just seeing. Oh, well, it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. She's just, I'll show you this one. Okay. I still need to know what you're looking at. I still need, because you're not telling me what it is you're seeing this on. Okay. Present. Share screen. Share window. Share. So I don't know what that's on. You see, if you're watching, see the hand. Can you? Yeah. Oh, hang on. Yeah. So that just looks like a reflection, but it could have been. I don't know. Need to know what you were watching. Obviously, it's not somebody in space, but
well,
but
yeah, it's the reflection in the glass, because there's on the International Space Station they have this one particular set of windows. It looks a lot like the window thing you would see on the front of a TIE fighter, to get Star Wars geeky about it, where it's got several smaller, they call it the cupola or something like that, where it's got one circular one right in the middle, and then I think it's 6 smaller windows around the outside, but it's kind of like dome shaped, so they can kind of like put their head up in there and they can look all around on the outside of the ship and stuff like that.
So that's what that is.
I'm going to guess that's where this is taken from, because it's one of the few like big window type areas on the International Space Station. Yeah. And the circular part you're seeing in the middle is the actual camera they're using.
That's what he's holding. He's holding the camera.
The camera. That's
yeah. Good work, Enzo.
The sun is coming in, and you can see that's what's causing those other rays and those little tiny circles. Yep. That's because of the aperture on the lens of the camera that took it, which we can see a reflection of, and all that.
Yep. So. Excellent. I sort of reckon, that sucks. I know what that is. Fingers crossed it with age or whatever, it might. I don't know what they say, but I certainly know what that is. Huh? What?
This background is from the International Space Station.
There you go.
Speeding over the Earth as we go. This is a little piece of it, right?
Oh, all right. Sort of lots of love to him. You know how I feel about baby boys. Yeah. I've got 2. Well, one's still here. One's just around my neck. Lupus sucks too. They all suck. Why do we get these things? It must be something to do with the aliens that we came from, Or maybe the ones that get really sick are the ones that unfortunately haven't got alien DNA in them somewhere. Maybe the aliens know how to get rid of it. Yep, I'm talking shit. It's okay. Oh dear. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. I thought you were asking us what that was. That's good.
Seems giant hand reaching out across the planet.
Lots of love, Sky. What was I going to say? I've forgotten. Oh, I am working on an episode at the moment for where I went, the asylum, because I was going to talk about that yesterday, and then I got off track.
How did that happen? I can't believe you went off track.
Off track. So I did. I put up. I think a lot of people have seen it now. Was it an EVP or whatever? All I know, it's hard to, if you put headphones on and listen, it's a lot easier. I still want to listen to it and try and just sort of adjust the background noise a bit to get rid of the, just see if I can clean it up a bit. I haven't had time to do that yet. I'll be doing that this week, working on that. But if someone in the comments said, oh, that was just you or the other person breathing, it wasn't. It was definitely not a breath. It was in the middle. So Lisa was on that side, I was on the other side. I'm holding the camera, she's holding the camera, and we heard, or whatever the fuck it was, really loud, and we're both kind of literally like, did you hear that? And like, I heard it. It was right there, and it wasn't breathing. And then someone said you took a step, and yeah, I did. I took a step. That's definitely what you can hear me stepping at the end, because I've gone whoa and turned around and said, "Did you hear that?" So I don't know what it was. I'm still not saying it's an EVP, so that's why I want to clean it up. But yeah, when I listen to it, I can't quite work out what it is, but I'm not thrilled with it. It's just interesting that I heard it in the moment and my camera picked it up. So who knows? But yeah, it's not my singing ghost. But yeah, so I'm going to put an episode together about the asylum anyway. And I was researching it yesterday and came across other information. And then I went, down a rabbit hole, Enzo. Over in America, I'm sure you've got the same thing, that if you look up a death, all deaths, anything that goes via a coroner is kept on record. So even all the deaths back to 1849 at this asylum, the ones that went through the coroner, are actually online. Some have got the actual death certificates, coroner reports, etc. They've all got them, but some are visible and others you've got to pay. I haven't paid for any yet, but oh my God, the amount of people, there was 3,600 something odd people died, which isn't a huge amount for something so old, I suppose. But funnily enough, when you look at all these deaths, it's all to do with brain exhaustion. Some people died from diarrhea, but mostly it's brain exhaustion and fits. And I'm talking hundreds. And I'm like, what the hell? And then as time goes by, it's changing different things. There's a lot of asphyxiation. And I thought, asphyxiation. Well, you can asphyxiate when you're unwell, like, on your own vomit, sort of, but it's not the way it's written. So I'm yet to that paperwork isn't visible. You've got to pay to get it. I know there were a few self-inflicted asphyxiations at the thing, so that could be it. All these things. And I was sitting there going, oh my Lord, how horrific. So anyway, I'm putting together an episode and I hope I'll have that out next week, because that was a really interesting place to go to. And I want to go because it is not local, but it's easier to get to than somewhere in America. I'll go back there, but now that I know I can go back there and investigate with just the one person that runs the joint, I'll do that. I'll go with just me and him. That's it. And we'll go through, because then if he's right next to me, I'm not going to let him out of my sight, because I just don't. When you're by yourself, you can rule out different things. You can go and investigate, like you walk towards it. You don't go, oh, I saw eyes, and run away. See who the eyes belong to. Go, run, quick. Don't let it get away. So, but yeah, I'll put that out this week. Thank you, Julie. And there was something else. Oh, hang on. What's sort of Regan saying about you, Enzo? I feel like Enzo should be karaokeing Space Oddity with his space background. I don't think you can karaoke Space Oddity, can you? I suppose you could sing the tune.
I guess. If it was coming from me, it would be more like William Shatner's spoken word songs. Have you ever seen any of those? Look it up on Google, or look on YouTube later. William Shatner singing Rocket Man.
I have seen that.
He does it in spoken. There's like an old 70s version where he's on this weird show that he's strange transitions of him.
Rocket Man. And he does it in his voice.
Rocket Man.
Yeah. I love William Shatner. How old would he be now? 90 something?
Oh, probably. Let's take a look.
Ooh. Yeah. Ground control to Major Tom. That's a good song. I don't mind that.
92 years old.
Oh, good, good, good. He's still kicking then. Excellent.
Yeah.
He's had some bad luck. His wife drowned in a swimming pool. That must have been horrific to come home and find that.
Yes.
That was horrible. Poor man. People have a go and make fun of him. I don't know. I reckon I could give him a hug. He'd probably go, get away from me. You crazy woman.
There's a woman on the wing.
Yeah, I love William Shatner. I used to like Leonard Nimoy too. I liked Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
This is Enzo de Carendorf. 92 and still working. Yeah, I know. There was something else I wanted to tell you all, and now, for the love of goodness, I can't think what it was. I've talked about. Oh, that's right. Now I remember. I did talk about this yesterday, but Kenny Biddle is going to do my 5 haunting questions. I've watched some of his stuff now. He's funny. I like him. And David Schrader is also going to do my 5 haunting questions. So they're both. I'm doing that with Kenny. Oh God, what's today? Today's Saturday. Monday morning my time, Sunday evening his. So it'll be like I normally do it. You know, I talk to them, I film it, then I edit it, and I make an episode. And I believe Dave will do it with me towards the end of next week, probably Thursday night. I know. I did send an invitation, Sorta Rican. How did you know? It's like you read my mind. I did send an invitation to him, but I don't know how to get through to him. So we'll see. But I'd like to talk to him. But again, just, you know, we'll see what happens. I'm just sending invitations out to anybody I want to talk to. I need to send one to Bob Lazar, but I don't know how to. Actually, he's got his business.
Do know somebody that knows somebody.
Well, I do know somebody who knows somebody, but then I don't want to. I mean, Sonny would get very upset if I managed to get him to do my 5 haunting questions and he didn't come on Chop Shop. So I reckon Sonny will sabotage me.
Yeah, that would have to be a two show night for him. You'd have to do this show and then immediately after do Chop Shop. So
yeah, I don't know. I think the only reason I think that if he were told, he'd either one think, oh, how stupid, or two, go, cool, she doesn't want to ask me questions about aliens. Awesome. Because I'm not going to. No need to. Everyone knows who he is.
That actually might be a hook for him because he hates it. He hates everything
it. I don't want to know that.
He totally regrets ever coming out and talking about it.
Yeah, that would just be, I just sort of say, hey, for anyone who doesn't know, what do you do for a job? Because he can talk about what he does do for a job, which I saw.
He does have his own business.
He's got his own business. I went to the business website and checked it out. I went, okay, like he sells ore and everything, like not ore. What do you use to make nuclear power? Uranium.
Well, he does sell uranium ore. It's nothing you could make a weapon out of. It's
but he sells
just
bags,
a rock dug out of the ground.
And he sells.
It's mostly a lot of his stuff is used in schools and universities, things like that, for test equipment and things like that. So, and
he sells.
Except for that one time when the FBI did need to investigate his stuff, but that was nothing. That was an instance where someone had bought some of his stuff and tried to use it to poison his girlfriend, is basically
so that's why they came. Okay.
And it was like, where did you get this? I ordered it off the internet from that space guy. And
and then they went.
It wasn't like a SWAT team or anything like that. It was
just, hey, what are you selling people? Yeah. But so his website looked interesting. So that's what I would ask. What do you do for a job, and where can people? And then I'd ask him about ghosts, because I don't remember him ever talking about seeing a ghost or anything. Not that I can think of. I'll ask him about that. Has he ever seen a ghost? Then I'll ask him about his underwear. Then I'll completely ignore my usual alien question, because I don't need to ask him that. I don't want to give him a migraine. Then I would just ask him, I don't know. I'll think of something else interesting. Has he ever been to Disneyland? What are his favourite rides there if he did go there? I could think of lots of questions to ask Mr.
Space
Lazar.
No.
No. And then actually I'd ask him what he does to get rid of his migraine headaches, because he gets really bad stress-induced migraine headaches. That could be helpful. And then I'll just ask him random stuff, whatever we talk about. I'm not going to talk about the aliens. I'm not going to talk about Area 51. I'm not going to ask him a single freaking question. And then the last one would be, have you got anything that you want to talk about or sell? And I'd probably ask him, what his favourite food is. And that's it. And then I'd say, thank you so much. And that would be the end of it. And people can get a look at what Mr. Bob Lazar is like as a human being, not this person.
Pizza with bugs on it.
Could be, maybe he's been down to Middle Earth. But yeah. And I saw you should just throw some names out at me and I'll see. But I would love to talk to him. But that's a bucket list. I'd also like to talk to Jim. Ask Jim to do it. He's awesome.
That's easy. You can get him pretty easy.
For you, I don't know how to get in contact with him. Tell Sonny to tell him to call me. Because I'd love to talk to him. He's set. He knows Buzz Aldrin. He knew Chuck. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah. Anyway, well, we see. What's Karen's top 3 questions? Can I see your underwear? Can I give you a massage? And do you need to be wearing all those clothes? Tanya. Wow. Well, I could do that for everybody in Virginia City. That can be Karen's 3 haunting questions.
That does sound like the plot to some movies I saw on that other channel. Really familiar.
Watch out. Holly will have us married next. Holly still thinks that I've got a crush on you. Yeah, I had dinner. Actually, my friend Holly went to a great amount of trouble for my because it was my birthday, and I saw her shortly after. She cooked a brisket for dinner with bean casserole. The mushroom sauce bean casserole. What else did we have, Holly?
When you did it?
The bean casserole, it was quite tasty, but the problem is in Australia, you know how you put the French fried, onions, the onions on top? We don't have them here. You can't buy them. So,
make your own.
It's friggin' bloody stupid, as Australia. Cornbread, that was really nice. Mac and cheese.
I haven't had cornbread in a long, long time.
Oh, the cornbread that Holly made was delicious. So, I was very touched by the fact that she went to so much trouble to make me an American meal.
Oh,
yeah, she just said the bean casserole was awful. The dried onions were awful, because that's the thing. I think that's what it was, Holly. Yeah, because she did everything else right, but because you guys you can just buy it on the shelf in America. Go in and pick up the onions and you put them on top, and that's what you do. But we don't have them here, so she improvised, but it won't work, so we can't do that here. Maybe
next time, I think if you were to probably make it yourself, where you would you'd have to basically you're hand making like onion rings almost, spice up whatever the batter is for the onions. It wouldn't necessarily be exactly the same like you would get here in the States, but it would have the same idea. It would have a similar flavor palette and stuff like that. The texture might be a little different, but actually I think it would probably be tastier with a little bit larger chunks of onions. I like the little onions.
Next on Karen's only fans page. No, there'll be none of that from me. Gosh. Oh, where are we? Sunsaver says, my first love was the B-52. My second love was Jim. Then I found my ex-wife, learned that love is a very dangerous endeavor to engage in. Oh, well, then I will try. I'll ask Sonny. I'll ask Sonny if he.
Sonny will give you like his email, and he'll say just email him. He'll say yes, which is exactly what Sonny would say, and he's exactly right because.
Oh my!
Jim
All right.
doesn't.
Well, then if I can get Jim for my 5 haunting questions, that'd be awesome too, because he's awesome. He's very cheeky. He's
Yeah, he
very
is.
cheeky. He is. He's a cheeky little man.
'Cause,
But I like him.
all you'd have to do, well, all Sonny would have to do, he's like, it's that blonde lady that was on with us from Australia. He's like, oh yeah, now I know who you're talking about. Jim likes the ladies.
He does like the ladies. He's very cute. But I just think all these people that I have in my head, you know how they come up with that question, if you could have dinner with 5 dead people, who would the 5 dead people be? Screw the 5 dead people. What about the ones that are still living that are like getting on, Jim, or or not so much getting on, but just a very recluse? They're the ones I'd love to sit down with and listen to talk, and not about necessarily all that crap that they're well known for, more even just about who they are. Like, they're interesting, and it's just awesome, I reckon. But anyway, we'll see. All right, I'll ask Sonny to see if I can get Jim. Will that make you happy? Will it, Sunsaver, if I get Jim? I like Jim.
Jim's great.
Sunsaver, I resemble that remark, cheeky young man. Who says that? I resemble that remark. Groucho Marx? Isn't that an old Groucho Marx line? I resemble that. Yeah, it is. Groucho Marx said it. Yeah. Someone insults him.
Marx Brothers were great.
I love that.
In my pajamas. How it got in my pajamas, I have no idea.
I know. Actually, I'm in the mood for watching a Marx Brothers movie. I might find one. I like them. It's so cheeky. Like, really, like, you watch the humor, really, really cheeky. I like him. I like that kind of humor, the old fashioned. Oh, what did I miss, Tanya? What did I miss? Hang on. Can you please get a hold of Rob Lowe, Karen, asking for a friend? Rob Lowe. He is cute. He's always been cute. He's aged well. I don't know how he's managed it. Even when he got into trouble for having that 3-way in a hotel room. I still don't know what was that for? Why did he get into trouble for that?
I don't
Were they underage?
I don't think so. Honestly, I honestly don't remember. That was during my traveling years.
I was only 20 something. I probably at the time watched it and thought, darn, I wasn't one of them. Damn it. Where was I? Oh gosh. Holy. Yeah, I don't have binge. I suppose I could pay for it just to watch the Marx Brothers. I do sometimes do that.
Stuff like that. If you're going to pay for it, get the DVD so you always have it then.
What was that? The DVDs? Yeah. I did have tons of DVDs, but then I'm a big
believer in physical media. I know it's kind of phasing it, or they're trying to phase it out, but that's the only way you know for sure you're going to get it. The way stuff gets moved around on various streaming platforms. And the next year and a half, a lot of the streaming services that are out there right now are not going to be there. They're going to get absorbed or pulled off.
So where's all that stuff going to go?
Exactly.
That's the thing. Hey, Shape, check your messages. Please, check your messages. Hi, Shape. Shape put out an episode the other day. I enjoyed it. So thank you, Shape. And that's all I'll say on Shape. You can talk to me later. He can talk to me later. He's a hard man to get a hold of sometimes, is the Shape. But when you do get a hold of him, he's good for a chin wag. Let me see. Chin wag, rah, 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 talk. Just in case Americans wonder what a chin wag is. You know what a chin wag is, don't you,
I know
Enzo? There you go. What's that? Moist Patrol. One of Mark's... Hang on. What's Sunsaver saying? One of the Marx Brothers the one that played the piano with the dark curly hair. Shit, what was his name? There was Chico. Yeah, Chico Marx. Oh, he was brilliant.
Harpo also played a lot of instruments. The one that never said anything.
Harpo, yes. They were geniuses, those boys. And I love watching them. They did it in every movie. They would play an instrument. They would do something. And it'd be a bit of a joke, and then he'd sit down, and the concentration on their faces when they're doing that. Yeah. Oh, okay, Holly. Holly says one of the girls was 16. Oh, we'll see in Australia that's free game, isn't it?
Well, and to be fair,
I
there are
say.
still states within the United States where 16 is
Yeah, because he
legal.
didn't get into that much of bigger trouble, so he may well have been in one of the southern states, and he may not. Look, Holly, all the girls know some girls look a lot older than what they really are.
Especially
And
nowadays. Holy mackerel.
especially nowadays, you can see a girl and think, oh, my God, she must be 20-something. And then you realise, oh, Jesus, she's like – and some mums let their 14-year-olds go and looking like don't get me started. I'll sound like a nana.
I know when I was a kid, I mean, I don't remember like a 14-year-old girl showing like boobs or anything like that. But today, that's like the standard.
It's the standard. No, here's me being a nana. Yes, Harpo played the harp. That's right, because I can remember him doing all this. Excellent. Very good. Yeah, and 16 is the same in Australia, but there is a bit of still a rule of thumb that if the person, it's different to the UK, if the person that you're involved with is any older than a certain age, it's fine line.
Yeah.
They might have fixed it up. But honestly, 16-year-old girls nowadays seem to know what they want. It's not like when I was 16 or probably even when it's weird. It's scary. I wouldn't want to be a bloke at all out there looking for a girl because I'd be too scared. I think I just start to bat for the same team to be safe. I would just think, yeah, no.
If you're in that age range where you're not sure, you would have to. I need references. I need a complete birth certificate.
You would just be, yeah. But I was going to say something, and look at that! I got out of thingo. Anyway, it's coming up time. I've got 4 minutes left. Let's see if I can do it. 4 minutes, because I'm trying to just keep these to 2 hours so I don't go banging on for too long. And then it gets to the mid-afternoon and I've done nothing. But I've got lots of work to do, guys, because when I get off of here, I am going to go and attend to my animals and take my little puppy off the table and out for a piddle. I've got to go and take the dogs for a bath, although I'm not keen, if it's still really hot out there, I'm not keen to get in the car. But I want to get started on this episode to release. I want to get started on some thumbnails for my Kenny Biddle and for my Dave Schrader 5 Haunted Questions. I will send Sonny a message and ask, is it okay? Can he let Jim Goodall know I'd like to talk to him? Hopefully the shape, because he pops in and he pops out. He doesn't stay. But hopefully the shape will check his messages and get back to me. I've got a lot. I don't know. I just decided.
From
did I miss
12 minutes ago, he says, I'll call you for a minute later.
Oh, he's a good boy. Thank you. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you looked. But yeah, so I've got a few things planned, and I just think the way everything's sort of developing for me, especially with this event, I mean, it's there. The event's on. The only thing that's going to stop it from happening is if I do not sell the tickets. That's it. I'm so grateful that everybody involved is sort of like, hey, yeah, the week before or whatever, throw us the money then, all good. Because then by that time, that gives the tickets time to sell. And if they do not sell, then, it doesn't happen. But I'm so looking forward to it.
Do you have it calculated out how many you have to sell? So you already know that number? Okay.
Yeah, and already I'm adding things in that aren't really in the calculation, but I'm working on ways to make it happen that I just want everyone to have fun. That's what the whole weekend is about. Come along, have fun, get together, and hopefully people that are sometimes in here get to come and be with us in person. And then get to, like, they'll be fed for the 2 nights. They'll get all these things, train ride, the tours. Now Mackie Mansion, I must go back to that. So Mackie Mansion has said yes. So that's great. So they'll get a tour of the Mackie Mansion, a tour of the 4th Ward School. I'm working on the Cola Mine. Definitely they'll be getting to go to the Donovan mine for a ghost thing, but that'll be after hours. That'll be nothing, so there's a whole heap. of stuff we're putting in, plus the goodies bag. I've got more things for the goodies bag lined up. So not only will there be Vegemite, Cadbury chocolate, Tim Tams, there should be Virginia City beef jerky, because I've asked for some sample bags, and Bigfoot or Ghost brownies from the bakery there. And I'm hoping to get little vouchers and things as well. Oh, no paranormal chop shop tonight, Enzo.
Nope. Sonny, well, we didn't have a guest, and then Sonny had some other family stuff come up, and it was fine.
Isn't one of the kids sick or something? Isn't one of the something? There's something. One of the, I can't remember, but yeah. Oh well, that's all right. Doesn't matter. But yeah. So I've got tons of stuff I want to do this week. And for the people that are members. So cool, thank you, because that membership, that's going completely towards all of my subscriptions and crap that I use to do this.
And you gained a bunch tonight from the gift
and
membership.
I did. Thank you, Tanya, for doing that, and I'll check them all out later. But I'm going to have a members only live stream. It'll probably only go for an hour, but like a catch up. But everybody, if you want to, if you're a member, at least until it got something ridiculous and I couldn't do it, but I doubt that'll happen. I'm not that popular, but like everyone can pop on, like, you know, like because I think I can have up to 20 people. I think at one time
on StreamYard. I'm not sure which level you're on. It's 12, I think, is the max. Maybe it's 10.
All right. Well,
you know what? It is 10. It used to be 12, and it depends on what level you have.
But you know what I might do? Because I've noticed too that when good Uncle Bones, do come back. But yeah, I think in regard to if I do the membership thing, rather than maybe, I'm sure you've all been a part. I know Enzo has. I know. Yes, Tanya. Private members only. Yeah. Private members only. Members only live.
Make sure you have the notifications for the channel turned on, and you'll get the notification that there's going to be a members.
Yeah, I'll work it out how to do it, Tanya. I might even talk to you. You probably know how to do it. Maisie, an hour or a Karen hour? Well, you know, Maisie.
That's it. We are 2 minutes over, so.
Yeah, we are. We're already over. I said 2 hours.
Just bonus time, because we're talking about fans. So
we are. But I thought what we can do is I can do the members only live, and rather than have a big screen full of 10 people talking over each other and giving us a headache, just one at a time, I can bring someone in, we can have a chat, and then I can say, okay, piss off, now it's Tanya's turn. Or do it that way.
And that's one way to do it. I've seen a lot of places that other channels that I'm members with where they'll do the exact same thing. They just put the link in the chat where they just got to click on it. There's usually some basic rules, you know, make sure you've got headsets in,
and then they can wait down in the
you pull up everything, but you usually keep it to just a few minutes if there are people waiting, if you have a lot of people that want to come on, because you can also do that. You don't necessarily have to have a camera to be on here and speak. You
don't, guys. You can just do it when if you go into that, you don't need to be
you might just look like this and holding, you know, free Vegas money like I am in this picture. But that's
so we can do that. But also, like I did the other day, every now and then I'll throw something out for the members to look at before I put it in an episode, just to get their feedback, like I did with that EVP, because I wasn't sure. But anyway, we'll do a few things. We'll do some fun things. But yeah, I just want to I just want people to have fun. When you're having a shitty day, come on here and let's just have some fun. And when I get to talk, that's why also when I get to talk to some of these people, Kenny's already doing it and Dave Schrader's already doing it. But if I can get to talk to people and ask them the 5 haunting questions, for the people in the paranormal, sure, I'll stick to the standard 5. But I always I talk to them for hours sometimes, Enzo. And then I think, shit, what am I going to put in? And I just stick to the 5 questions and take it as a bit of a bonus that I got to have a conversation with people. But no, we're not going to do politics. I'm not keen on sports, Maisie, but, you know, I am sexist because I do like men. So if it's a man in a tight shirt or sweaty with his shirt off,
we're already halfway there with that last one, because it's a rule for YouTubers that you only see us from here up, so we don't wear pants.
No, we don't. But yeah, but we'll do the things, and I'll try not to go off on tangents, but probably in the members only thing. I think but so far everybody that comes along here to any of my lives, you're all awesome. Nobody gives me any trouble. No one's horrible. No one's rude. I only have a couple times, I think, Enzo, where it's sort of been questionable, and Tanya's pretty good. She knocks them on the head pretty fast, so that's good. But so yeah, so
members stream though.
Yeah, I'll end the stream now. I'll end this now. And yeah, keep an eye out, because I'll sort that out for this week coming. I reckon I'll do the episode. I'll have a members only some point. Maybe you can all. I'll put a little thing in the community tab. Let me know what I'll do a members once a month, right? And I'll pick a day and a time that somehow sneaks in with everybody, because I've got people in the UK. I'll work it out. It's going to be Australia that fails every time. If I get up at 5 a.m. and do a live stream, boom, it's great for the UK, and it's lunchtime roughly for you, Enzo. But for Australia, it's pretty good for you, isn't it, Tanya? Because it'd be about maybe 8 a.m. I'll try and work it out. Worst case scenario, I've got to do two ones a month. One for UK. Everyone can come still, but I can.
Could do that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
15 days, do one for one hemisphere and one for the other.
Oh, I see now. Clothing is optional. I'll go topless for the ladies only. Dudes need not apply. No, actually, you get in a big lot of trouble. I knew someone once who took their shirt off on a live as a dare or something, and it got demonetized. He got warned. It was the way it was done.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I think it was because also he was very, very drunk. I think he was very drunk. I think that was probably more the issue. And you don't drink on live, do you, Enzo? And if you
shouldn't really drink while you're on a live stream, because you never know how that's going to turn out for you. You might have to randomly talk for almost 30 minutes about someone's adventures underground.
I know. Oh, Raw Paranormal. Have you been here long, or did you just pop in? I'm ending it now, but do feel free to rewatch, because I've in this live stream, and that's the other reason I try to keep it to 2 hours, because if anyone wants to read. Oh, what happened then?
That's the noise you were making.
I think, Tanya, are you thinking of the same one I'm thinking of? I don't know, but anyway, wear those naked pattern shirts and bodysuits. Technically, it's clothing. Loopholes. Nobody wants to see me naked, and I'm pretty sure they don't want to see Enzo naked either. So I think we're all sorted.
We'll be the judge of that.
All right, everybody. I love you lots, and thank you, Tanya, for that today, and thank you for the super chats. It's so exciting, but it's all going to a good cause, which is not me, but my subscriptions. Technically me, I guess, but for my subscriptions, because it will be helpful. Okay, so goodbye, everybody. It has been a blast, and keep an eye out for this week notifications. Make sure your notification buttons are set with the bell, like where you say all notifications or something. And it was lovely seeing you, if not only for a second. Raw Paranormal. Julie, you are correct. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And Dee, if it's raining there, stay dry. I'm just going to go out and cook. It's just hot. I know it's hot the minute I step outside today. All right. I love you all, and thank you. And this has been amazing. I hope it's cheered everybody else up too. I'll see you soon. Okay. And keep an eye out for the 5 haunted